fundamental issue when it comes to the future of New Zealand governments being able to self-determine in the public good. This rally, like our previous rallies over the past years, is a family-friendly event. We are a non-violent, direct action organisation, and we appreciate the respect for that. I want to thank you all for being a part of this, which is the Rally for Democracy and Sovereignty Part 2. Let the people decide! We are here at the Cenotaph because there is a lot of talk around at the moment about wars that have been. I would go as far as to say a lot of talk of raising the dead, not letting them rest in peace, the 100-year celebrations, etc., lest we forget what they died for. We are also here because of the proposed signing in Auckland today. It is set to happen before our MPs even start back at work. Therefore, further bypassing our democracy, circumventing the democratic processes that have been set in place that New Zealand has followed for the previous 150 years. Obviously they're doing that because they don't want to get caught. We're going to keep this very short today, and we will be wrapping about 1 o'clock. A lot of us work, including myself. We have a set time for speakers, and we will be giving them all a tap on the shoulder when their 2 to 3 minutes is running out. So no offence to our speakers, they all know that is the situation. We're going to rip straight into it, and I'd like to introduce to you the New Zealand TPP roadie, also part of our TPP Free Wellington Action Group, Mr. Greg Jesnoveski, aka Greg Full Moon.
Thanks, Ants. Like he said, let the people decide. Democracy means power to the people, not autocracy. Why is the TPP in its current form the solution to our problems? It's a corporate rights agreement. It undermines our human rights. We are here at the Cenotaph, as Anthony said, lest we forget. We are told that the people who went to war, the First World War, the Second World War, and we're commemorating the First World War 100th anniversary, the reason they went and fought was for democracy and freedom. But it's empire that seems to have the upper hand. Empire conscripted our forces and took them off to war. Empire is now conscripting our state. Empire is conscripting our state and signing us into a corporate rights agreement without our even having a chance to say anything about it. We are founded on human rights. People of the land, Declaration of Independence, the Treaty of Waitangi, partnership, consultation are all the words that are used in those agreements. The maintenance of our sovereignty. We are the sovereigns. We are the sovereigns. They govern only by our consent. We have a number of people that are involved in this work, this kaupapa, this opposition to the TPP. Civic groups, the churches have come out imposed. All the unions, academia. Most of civil society is opposed to the TPP in its current form. The UN Special Investigator Alfred de Zayas came out with a media statement on the 2nd of February, 2 days ago, and he said, and I'm going to read it to you, "Trade is not an end in itself, but must be seen in the context of the International Human Rights Agreement, which imposes binding legal obligations on states. Trade agreements are not standalone legal regimes, but must conform with fundamental principles of international law." International law! Including transparency and accountability. Where's the transparency in TPP? They must not delay, circumvent, undermine or make impossible the fulfilment of human rights treaty obligations. Alfred goes on to say, if a public referendum were held in all 12 countries today, it would be solidly rejected. That's what our petition to the Governor-General is all about. He calls on all of the governments associated with the TPP to issue an interpretive declaration on the arrangement, reaffirming the parties' human rights treaty obligations and their recent pledges to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. And further, in relationship to the groups that are opposed, I also bring to your attention today that there has been a veto of the TPPA by Maori chiefs under the Treaty of Waitangi during the last 48 hours. This was delivered to the TPPA partner nations, embassies and departments of trade. This is a possibility, there is a possibility that this could render the TPPA invalid by using the constitutional law of this country. The document is available on NZ, so www.nzfoodsecurity.org. It's got about 20,000 hits on it. And finally, in respect to the Cenotaph and in respect to TPPA and the Gallipoli exhibition, a couple of people were there this morning and dropped a banner over the big image of the Gallipoli War. And they left the word war open at the bottom. And on that image, they said, "Our Imperial Wars." And at the top of the banner was a picture of Archibald Baxter, World War I, conscientious objector. Understand, the issues of trade, the issues of foreign affairs and international affairs, and the issues of war are all interrelated. And understand here in New Zealand, that's recognised because it is it's the Select Committee, Foreign Affairs, Defence and Trade that addresses all of those. Thank you very much. Let the people decide.
Thank you very much, Greg. And you may recognise Greg, he's been a very strong proponent of our lobbying of local councils, and we managed to get nearly all of our Wellington local councils on board with an adoption policy that we're calling the TPP solution policy. We'll be following that up this year to make our Wellington councils TPP free zones. Our next speakers include our opposition party representatives.